How to fight like Adriana. For the one who doesn't know who Adriana is, this girl was close to get the Olympic medal, she participated to the last one, and she's one of the best, or probably the best Spanish athlete at the moment. And we can learn a lot from her playstyle. What I love in particular, her fighting style is her attitude, because she's very aggressive. So together in this video I'm going to break down one of her fights against a very strong Chinese athlete with a focus on her sidekicks and her skills on controlling the distance. So she starts with a very aggressive sidekick and she pushes a lot with her legs. The block is the first technique that we can analyze and we can steal. This is a combination between leg block and roundhouse kick. When we have understood the opponent read and we are able to block their kicks, it's the time to respond with a roundhouse kick. Now we can use multiple techniques. One of those is a block with the side kick, then we keep the leg up and strike again with our front roundhouse kick. Or we can also block the opponent leg and then strike with our rear leg. So we are going to strike with a roundhouse kick instead than front roundhouse kick. I noticed that she used only a type of guard, the front left leg. She never switch leg or she barely switch leg. There are very few times when this happens. If we master a type of guard, it can bring us to a decent level, but once we are at an Olympic level, I wish it for you, but this maybe can be also one of your weaknesses, because if you focus only on a single playstyle, the opponent can study all the way to beat your playstyle. Because at an Olympic level, overall, when you are one of the best, everyone is going to study your techniques and they are going to try to make a plan to beat you. So, I advise you, my followers, to start to fight like her with just one front leg. You don't need to use both legs in your fights, you can just train mainly your front leg, or better, a single stance, and you don't need to switch and learn both styles. You don't need to learn to switch your legs in a fight. It's much better to master a single stance instead of both stance. So you are going to master a side of your body like tennis players. And only when you reach a high level, so you need to beat at least your national country level, you can start to think to change your guard, or maybe you can start to learn more. So don't worry, because unless you are going to fight against the best player in the world, no one is going to study your techniques. So you can just spam your best stance until this point. The main difference that I noticed between those two fighters is that Adriana is much more agile than the Chinese, and she has a better distance knowledge. Probably because she fought a lot more with her left leg compared to the Chinese, so she has a little bit more skills on reading the right distance. If you analyze this action, she perfectly dodged her opponent and easily struck back. The problem is that she got stuck on the opponent's body, so I think that the best response to this situation is to dash out, or probably sideways, and she could respond with a one high kick, or a roundhouse kick, or crescent kick, or any high kick. I can see also a spinning back kick in this case. She could have also put her leg down and hug her opponent. I don't think also that her response is bad. What I think is that probably is not the most efficient in this situation. So I don't see this as a mistake, but she could have played much more safe by restarting the action. Instead now is locked with a leg dead position and seems she can't do so much. I don't know if I am wrong about this situation, but probably she can be on the right, of course. So let me know your opinion in the comments below. Watch out, the red is ready to counter or strike a sidekick, so the blue used a feint to break the opponent tension, and this is the proper way to use feints. So you want to break the opponent read or break the tension of your opponent's plan. So with your feints you want to break the opponent's read, you want to break their tension, you want to break their plans. And in my opinion she did a little bit mistake here. She correctly used the feint, but it wasn't corrected to a sequential action. So she could have used this feint to get a small lead probably. In the moment that the opponent flinched like this, she had to strike rapidly to the opponent body or arm. Instead she struck with a kick a few moments later, but as you can see she was a little bit late. What I advise you is to not undervalue the effectiveness of small steps. This is a trick that you can use to close the distance without letting the opponent notice you, and there are some moments like this where you want to get close, do not want to risk by kicking first. So you see a good spot and you don't want to miss it, but you are still too far. What can we do in those cases in your opinion? What we can watch in this fight is that to reduce the distance we can slowly step towards our opponent. Also just a single step is enough to get that 30 or 40 cm close to our opponent and strike our kicks. The biggest thing we can steal from this athlete is her playstyle. I don't lie, I love how she throws her side kicks. She's very aggressive on every single side kick, her kicks are powerful and are very hard to block by her opponents. And in my opinion this is how everyone should throw their side kicks. And to maximize the strength of her kicks, we can watch that in the same time she lifts her leg, she steps toward her opponent with her rear leg. Then she presses the rear leg on the mat as much as she can, and as a spring, she pushes the front leg, probably with the heel on the opponent armor. Trust me, she can easily kick out your soul if she hits you. And if you want to learn to kick like her, you need to subscribe to my channel, because this is the only channel where you can learn to fight like pro athletes for free. So don't forget to click the like button and click the subscribe button. If you want to have even more content, you can also follow my Telegram channel. Link in the description or first comment. How to score with a roundhouse kick. Once we set up a pattern with multiple side kicks, in this case, she used only her left leg for like 1 minute, and she surprised her opponent in the second half. So she faked a side kick. In the moment the opponent dodged it, she continued the action with her roundhouse kick. In my opinion, this is a very simple and effective strategy, but what really matters to land this combination is that you have to use multiple side kicks, so you have to set up pattern, because if you do not surprise your opponent and you use these strategies multiple times, your opponent is going to counter probably with spinning back kick. Another tip is that you don't need to worry about open or closed stance in this case, because you can easily strike also the back of the arm. Unluckily for this technique, she wasn't able to score, and she got also punished a few seconds later. She landed another perfect roundhouse kick, but she got punished by an opponent roundhouse kick. The blue side kick to me was a perfect technique. In this action, she dodged the millimeter the opponent front roundhouse kick, and in the moment the red put the foot down like a thunder, she struck with her front roundhouse kick. So the main reason why she was able to land this kick is because she punished the red for the attention mistake. But the same way, the blue decided to not close the action with a knock or counter with an opposite roundhouse kick. Instead, she responded on the same side with a weak, and in the end, the red got a lead advantage. In the last 20 seconds, we enter in the late game fight where one player has the lead and the other ones need to come back, so there is a little bit more action. Look how the blue is able to touch every time the red, meanwhile the red can't kick her. And in my opinion, this skill is the only one needed to the blue to win this fight if she could have scored more points. But seems that her kicks are not enough powerful to score points on the opponent's armor. In the last 10 seconds, she found the perfect spot. The red opened with a weak side kick, and she countered with a leg block and struck with a nice side kick. If we can rewind a little bit this action, she used the sidekick to push the opponent in the corner. Then she switched the leg, she played a little mind game, so she faked a front roundhouse kick and evolved it in the perfect sidekick. Again, not enough powerful to score points, but she didn't give up. So the opponents opened with a weak sidekick, she was able to block first with her hand, then she lifted her leg, she pushed out the opponent leg and struck with a nice sidekick. And she was able to win this first round in the last seconds. If you want to watch the second and third round, click the like button. I'm going to publish at 60 likes. Write down the comment second round please, so I'm gonna notify you when I'm going to upload this video. Or if you're lucky, you just need to click the video in the center of the screen. If you want to watch it now, I advise you to subscribe to my membership. I'm going to publish in the membership until this video reaches 60 likes.